Republic of Seychelles. Is an island country and archipelagic state, consisting of 155 islands as per the Constitution, in the Indian Ocean. Its capital and largest city, Victoria, is 1,500 kilometers, 800 nautical miles east of mainland Africa. Nearby island countries and territories include the Comoros, Madagascar, Mauritius, and the French overseas departments of Mayotte and Union to the south, and the Chagos Archipelago and Maldives to the east, and borders Kenya to the far east. Seychelles is the smallest country in Africa, as well as the least populated sovereign African country, with an estimated population of 100,600 in 2022. Seychelles was uninhabited prior to being encountered by Europeans in the 16th century. It faced competing French and British interests until it came under full British control in the late 18th century. Since proclaiming independence from the United Kingdom in 1976, it has developed from a largely agricultural society to a market-based, diversified economy, characterized by service, public sector, and tourism activities. From 1976 to 2015, nominal GDP grew nearly 700%, and purchasing power parity nearly 1,600%. Since the late 2010s, the government has taken steps to encourage foreign investment. As of the early 21st century, Seychelles has the highest nominal per capita GDP of any African nation. It has the highest Human Development Index ranking of any African country, according to the 2023 VDEM Democracy Indices. Seychelles is the 43 road-ranked electoral democracy worldwide and 1 saint-ranked electoral democracy in Africa. People of Seychelles, ethnic groups, languages, and religion. The original French colonists on the previously uninhabited islands, along with their black slaves, were joined in the 19th century by deportees from France. Asians from China, India, and Malaya Peninsula Malaysia arrived later in smaller numbers. Widespread intermarriage has resulted in a population of mixed descent. Creole, also called Sezelwa, is the mother tongue of most Seychellois. Under the Constitution, Creole, English, and French are recognized as national languages. More than 3/4 of the population are Roman Catholics. There are also Anglicans, Christians of other denominations, Hindus, and Muslims. More than 4/5 of the population lives on Ma, many in the capital city, Victoria. The birth and death rates, as well as the annual population growth rate, are below the global average. Some 1/5 of the population is younger than age 15, and an additional 1/6 is under age 30. Life expectancy for both men and women is significantly higher than the global average. Seychelles has a mixed developing economy that is heavily dependent upon the service sector in general and the tourism industry in particular. Despite continued visible trade deficits, the economy has experienced steady growth. The gross domestic product (GDP) is growing more rapidly than the population. The gross national income (GNI) per capita is significantly higher than those found in most nearby continental African countries. Telecommunications and transportation. The majority of Seychelles roadways are paved, most of which are on the islands of Ma and Praslin. There are no railroads. Ferry services operate between the islands, for example, linking Victoria with destinations that include Praslin and La Digue. Air service is centered on Seychelles International Airport, located near Victoria on Mar, and the smaller airports and airstrips found on several islands. Seychelles has air connections with a number of foreign cities and direct flights to major centers that include London, Paris, Frankfurt, Rome and Bangkok. Scheduled domestic flights, provided by Air Seychelles, chiefly offer service between Mar and Praslin, although chartered flights elsewhere are also available. The tsunami that reached Seychelles in 2004 damaged portions of the including the road linking Victoria with the international airport. Telecommunications infrastructure in Seychelles is quite developed. The country has a high rate of cellular telephone use, among the highest in sub-Saharan Africa, and at the beginning of the 21st century, the use of personal computers in Seychelles was several times the average for the region. Constitutional framework and local government. Under the 1993 Constitution, since amended, Seychelles is a republic. The head of state and government is the president, who is directly elected by popular vote and may hold office for up to 2 consecutive 5-year terms. Members of the National Assembly serve 5-year terms. A majority of the available National Assembly seats are filled by direct election. A smaller portion are distributed on a proportional basis to those parties that win a minimum of 1/10 of the vote. The president appoints a council of ministers, which acts as an advisory body. The country is divided into 25 administrative divisions. The basis of the school system is a free, compulsory, 10-year public school education. Education standards have risen steadily, and nearly all children of primary school age attend school. The country's first university, the University of Seychelles, began accepting students in 2009. The literacy rate in Seychelles is significantly higher than the regional and global averages for both men and women. Cultural life. Seychellois culture has been shaped by a combination of European, African, and Asian influences. The main European influence is French, recognizable in Seychellois, the Creole language that is the lingua franca of the islands, and in Seychellois food and religion. The French introduced Roman Catholicism, the religion of the majority of the islanders. African influence is revealed in local music and dance as well as in Seychellois. Asian elements are evident in the islands' cuisine but are particularly dominant in business and trade. Seychellois cuisine is the cuisine of the Republic of Seychelles, an archipelago country consisting of 115 islands. Fish plays a prominent part in the country's cuisine because of its location in the Indian Ocean. Seychellois cuisine has been influenced by African, British, French, Spanish, Indian, and Chinese cuisines. The use of spices such as ginger, lemongrass, coriander, and tamarind are a significant component of Seychellois cuisine. Fresh fish and fruits are sold by street vendors. Tourism is the most important non-government sector of Seychelles' economy. About 15% of the formal workforce is directly employed in tourism, and employment in construction, banking, transportation, and other activities is closely tied to the tourist industry. Tourists enjoy the Seychelles coral beaches and opportunities for water sports. Wildlife in the archipelago is also a major attraction. The Seychelles has seen a surge in tourism in 2024, with visitor arrivals up 1% compared to the same period in 2023. European visitors make up 73% of total arrivals, with Germany, France, and Russia accounting for 39%. If you are thinking of visiting Africa, make sure you visit the Seychelles. Experience their traditions, culture, and historical sites. Thanks for watching today's episode. Kindly like, comment, share and subscribe for more videos on this channel.